sir. We live, we back, man. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I'm your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. We are the leaders in single entry, 3 max, and 20 max content. But listen, like I always say, even if that's not your particular style of play, if you're just playing NBA DFS in general, man, this is one of the best spots you can be in. Trust me, you want to do something to benefit your play, go on and hit that subscribe button, man. Turn your notification bell on so you know when the videos and content drop. I'm here each and every slate bringing you my starting five, man. You want to be over here. Trust me. It'll help. It'll be a beneficial part to your process. Add this video to your collection. Hit that subscribe button. Also, do me one small favor. While you're hitting buttons, hit that like button for your boy, man. It helps the channel grow. It's greatly appreciated. And most importantly, get some good karma, some good energy headed your way. We could all use more of that in our life, no matter how much you got. So go on and hit that like button. And if you like good karma and good energy, man, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you're new here, this is your first time here, this is my starting five series where I bring you 5 plays that's more than likely going to be in my player pool on DraftKings and FanDuel. I always say more than likely just because it's NBA, man. You're going to get scratches out during the middle of the day, scratches before lock, scratches after lock. You have to be tuned in to the news and paying attention so you can adjust your lineups accordingly. I bring it to you as I see it early this morning with what information I got, but please be aware that throughout the day these plays may change as guys get scratched and things of that nature, all right? Got that out the way, man. We gonna get right into it. But before we do, it's my lineup review. Going over my best lineups from yesterday's slate, kind of seeing what we did right, what we did wrong, and so on and so forth. So let's get right into it, man. Yesterday, man, I was on good slate early. I had a good early slate, good afternoon slate. The main slate, not so much. Biggest downfall for me, man, was Jordan Hawkins, man. It is, y'all want, like, the amount of ownership I had on Jordan Hawkins was utterly ridiculous. Like, I don't know how, with no CJ McCollum, no Alvarado, he don't play 25 to 30 minutes. Only played 15 minutes. Maybe he's in the doghouse with the coach, something I don't know about, but I did not foresee. So I would take that L, but I don't. That's one of those situations we just got unlucky. I don't know if it's really an L because he only played 15 minutes. If he get to 25 to 30, like I thought he was gonna get, then if he flopped, that's a fail. But with only getting 15 minutes, man, he just didn't get enough playing time for us to see. I don't know why that is. I didn't hear anything after the game. I had to look into it further, but just no minutes. I'm talking about. I had a boatload of Jordan Hawkins. This might be one of the only lineups I didn't have Jordan Hawkins in, man. I had so much. He killed my night, and then, of course, Kawhi Leonard just not living up to what I thought he would do. I talked about Zion yesterday in the video. I was on him. I did play some of them, but I ended up getting a little less Zion because we got that midday news on Paul George, and I kind of figured he would be out, so I backloaded a little bit with more Kawhi Leonard. So I didn't get as much as Zion as I should have, and Zion was a better performer than Kawhi on yesterday. Not by a whole lot, but Kawhi and the Clippers just got handled by the Kings with no Paul George. But let's get into my best lineup right here. 316. This was in the $1.20 max. DeJounte Murray, everybody's chalk. I had plenty of them. I was like 80% DeJounte Murray. I had him everywhere. I told y'all in the video he was live for a triple-double. Just missed it by 1 rebound. He could have got it. They stole some rebounds from him at the end. He was trying to get it, but 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. Should have easily been a 60-burger for him, but definitely one of your better performers last night. Got to some Bogdanovich here. Typically not a guy I go to too much as they continue to bring him off the bench, but they started him in this spot. Usually he won't even start in this spot. They'll go Garrison Matthews and bring him off the bench. He would still play starter minutes, but he typically doesn't start for the Hawks no matter what. Started here. He was okay. 30 fantasy points from him. Jordan Clarkson got him at 15% on, man. 42 fantasy points for him. Nice game out of Clarkson. Finally had a offensive explosion as he's been lying dormant for a little bit. Whatever his name is. Hendricks, man, 34% on, only 15 fantasy points. Didn't have a lot of him. I told the gang yesterday that he was one of those fadeable pieces. I thought one of those fadeable value pieces, just because I know it's the Jazz and they play with those minutes. And he didn't have... He had a pretty beneficial night scoring last time out. If he didn't do that, he wouldn't have had a big of a night. And that's what we got here, man. Only 9 points, 3 rebounds from him. So 15 fantasy points from Hendricks. One of the guys I was lower on than the field. Wendell Carter Jr., I was high on him, man. Once I saw the start at power forward, I thought that bode well for his minutes. And Wendell Carter Jr., one of those players who he sees the biggest increase as far as usage and stuff when Paulo Banchero is out. So I was on Wendell Carter Jr., got to him in this spot here, man. Nice little double-double from him, 37 fantasy points at 5,100. Trey Jones here from the San Antonio Spurs, 34 fantasy points. Wemby was another one. Wemby had an okay game yesterday. I had a lot of Wemby too, but Trey Jones in this spot, man, 7% on, 34 fantasy points. Very solid for him. Kawhi failed me at 11% on, man. I should have had it easily. I thought I had it easily 50+ from him here in this spot. Definitely would have needed it, but 43, he didn't kill me. And then De'Aaron Fox down here, 8,200. You know this is all late swap here. Fox gave you 55 fantasy points. Nice outing from him in this spot. 316, like I said, rough main slate for me on DK. And then just unfortunate luck over here on FanDuel. You might can't tell by the lineup, but maybe you can. I missed lock over here on FanDuel. Since I'm only doing the one lineup on FanDuel, I typically just put that in on my phone and, do my CSVs for all my 20 max on DraftKings. But I put it in my phone and I thought I hit save lineup. I was rushing right before lock. I did it like 5 minutes before lock. I thought I hit saved on my lineup on my phone, but apparently I didn't. Because once the lock happened, I looked back at my phone and the lineup was still there, and apparently I didn't hit save. So I missed all the 7 o'clock games. All of them. Just unfortunate, man. Just horrible luck. So I had to build this lineup with just the 8 and the rest of the games out. As you can see, definitely not good especially with the performances you had in those 7 o'clock games. But Sohan here, 8%, only 16 fantasy on. Delano Banton, only 14 fantasy points. Got the Anthony Simons. That was the big letdown. Now, I thought he could have a much better game in this spot versus the Hornets. Only 11 fantasy points from him. Keontae George here, 22 fantasy points. I got some marketing. He had a solid game at his price tag. Miles Bridges let me down here with only 30 fantasy points. Had some Taylor Hendricks over here, and then Kawhi and Zubac. Like I said, man, I missed the lock on the first couple of games, so I knew this was going to be ugly regardless. I knew we were going to have a rough time at it, and that's exactly what happened. Got killed on FanDuel yesterday, but just a user error. I take that. We'll bounce back to the day. On this Monday, man, nice little 4-game slate to start the week off right. Some slight. I got the starting 5 queued up for you. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. At the point guard, at the top, I want to look at Jordan Goodwin, 4,900. I like this little value piece here, man. Should be starting here as the Grizzlies are just depleted. He's on a 10-day contract, I believe. Saw 28 minutes last time out. Think he should still be in that role there, 25 to 30 minutes once again. And on the 10-day contract, I expect him to be a little aggressive, try to show what he can do to try to stay on with the team here in the Grizzlies. Had a decent outing last time. I don't mind going right back to him on this short 4-game slate. It's not going to be as many value options as we had yesterday, so you got to kind of get in where you fit in. I think Jordan Goodwin's going to come in a little lower on because people are going to get to guys like my next play here at the shooting guard, Dennis Schroeder. Waiting on the Q tag on Ben Simmons. We saw him leave the game last time out, and Dennis Schroeder pick up the bulk of those minutes. So that means he should be a good candidate to start here. Now, we don't know, though, because they could go Dennis Smith Jr. It's a couple of ways they can go with this. He doesn't have to start. So we definitely going to have to keep an eye on that starting lineup. But he should start. Like I said, he got the bulk of the minutes last time Ben Simmons went out. So should see Dennis Schroeder in this starting lineup. He's probably going to be a little chalky, like I said, because people are going to look to go here, especially going against these Grizzlies. I like Schroeder as well as 4,500, but it really just boils down to who's starting, because if they go with Dennis Smith Jr., I can easily go to him as well. Just keep an eye on that starting lineup, but like Schroeder right now as well. At the small forward, I want to look at Scotty Barnes, 8,900. Now, this is going to be the game of the night. Toronto and Indiana, everybody's going to want to get pieces of this game and want to go to this game for daily fantasy sports. Now, it is clearly outright the best game on the slate. The highest game total by a wide margin. This is the game everybody wants to get to. I'm looking at Scotty Barnes. Hopefully he comes in a little lower on as people get to the other pieces in this game. He's looking like it's early, but it looks like the ownership is going to be a little down on him compared to some of these other pieces. I like Scotty Barnes, man. We've seen him uptick his play as of late, man. He had a little rough patch early on in the season there, but he's finding his sea legs and getting it going. Sign me up for Scotty Barnes at 8,900. You know he can fill it up for you. He's still live for a triple-double threat. Not as much with Barrett and Quickly and those other guys coming over there, but it's still a threat there. He can just absolutely fill up the stat sheet, and then he gets this great game environment going against the Pacers. I like Scotty Barnes here at 8,900. At the power forward spot, I want to look at Jaren Jackson. Listen, I know this total is extremely low. I get it. But like I tell you all the time, I don't mind going to low total games. I'm just going to look to the stars more so in those games, as they seem to get the bulk of the production. And I think we can get that here with Jaren Jackson Jr. Love the price tag at 7,900. It's pretty much his offense. He can have whatever shot he wants when he wants. There's nobody over there to take the ball away from him. Good spot here against the Nets, man. They're not really strong defensively inside. Not worried about Nick Claxton down there. He should be able to have his way, as Claxton is a more smaller, athletic kind of center. Jaren Jackson should have a size advantage on him down there. And if he can just stay out of foul trouble, he should easily return value on this 7,900 price tag. I like getting the Jaren Jackson here. And then at the center spot, lot of news we waiting on with the Heat. We got Rozier questionable, and we got Tyler Hero questionable. Have to see how that plans out. If both of those guys are out, man, it's going to just open up everything on this slate. But we know Jimmy Butler is out, suspended from the little altercation. Jovic is out. I like Bam Adebayo no matter what. 8,600 here. It don't matter if Rozier and Hero play, man. It's going to be a two-man game with whoever plays at the guard spot between him and Bam. We see the dribble handoffs, all of that. Bam catching the ball at the free throw line right there, orchestrating that offense. I'm getting to plenty of Bam here in this spot, man. I love Bam Adebayo. No Jimmy Butler. Like I said, it doesn't matter who plays up top, Hero or Rozier or both. It does not matter. If they both out, it's really going to be Bam season, as he going to have to do everything. But sign me up for Bam Adebayo, 8,600. There you have it, your starting five for DraftKings. Jordan Goodwin, Dennis Schroeder, Scotty Barnes, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Bam Adebayo. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. You know they in my lineup, man. Let's go look at FanDuel and see what I'm feeling over there. All right. On the FanDuel side, man, you can see at the top, Emmanuel Quickly, 6,900. I'm going to say it one more time. Just get to this game, man. It's clearly the best game on the slate. But so with this Toronto-Indiana game, typically what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the ownership game, because it's 4 games. We don't have a lot of options. So you're going to have to get different with your constructions and combinations. So just pay attention to this Toronto-Indiana ownership and kind of look for some of the guys that's not getting that much ownership. Guys that's going to play and has a chance to give you a good return on their salary. Kind of look to them. I'm going to kind of look for the guys that that the ownership is not going to in these spots. If there is any, because it is a small slate, so everybody could be covered. But Toronto-Indiana game, look for the spots that guys that are they're probably a little riskier, why they probably not gonna get a lot of ownership. But look to those guys to get a little different here in your spots. But just a little tad bit for you there. Emmanuel quickly though, 6,900. Love getting to him in this spot. Love this game environment. You know what he's capable of, man. Big game here. I'm expecting this game in general. It just should be a big game, man. Everybody has the potential to get there. I like Emmanuel quickly, 6,900. At the shooting guard, want to look at Benedict Mathurin, 5,800, but we do have to keep our eye out on Aaron Nesmith. He is questionable in this spot. Should he return, that probably pushes Benedict Mathurin back to the bench if Nesmith is healthy and a full go. I haven't really dived into what his injury is. Is he going to be in a limited capacity or what? We'll probably look at that a little later on today. But Benedict Mathurin, if Nesmith is out, don't mind going right back to him. It is this game environment. He's primarily a scorer, but that's okay when your superstar and Tyrese Halliburton probably likes passing more than he does scoring, so it's okay to get to some Benedict Mathurin here, like him in this spot. At the small forward, it's probably going to be Jaime Jaquez day, man. We're going to see who they go with in the starting lineup with no Jimmy Butler out there. But like I said, the starting lineup is going to depend on that Rozier and Hero news. That's the news we're going to be waiting on most of the day. Is right now, that's the news that could be greatly affect the slate. Because if Hero and Rozier is out, it's going to open up all type of value in that Heat backcourt. But Jaime Jaquez should step into the starting lineup. It could be Caleb Martin. Like I said, it just depends on how that news breaks. We're going to have to pay attention. But Jaime Jaquez definitely should see 25, 30 minutes with no Jimmy Butler, man. Like him in here in this spot going against the Sacramento Kings. At the power forward, I want to look at Isaiah Hartenstein. 6,500. Saw his minutes tick up from his first outing where he only got 11 minutes and probably cost some people some money. Went to 24 in the last game here. I expect him to see another tick up here. I'm gonna say bigger tick up, but maybe he gets to 28 minutes here in this spot. But definitely, I think he sees more than 24. Great matchup going against the Pistons down here. And if Hartenstein is cleared to get more than 24 minutes, he could see 30 plus. You know how Tibbs like to run his rotation, so definitely want to take some shots on Isaiah Hartenstein here at 6,500. And at the center, staying with Bam Adebayo, man. You see it already. I'm telling you, Bam is shaping up to probably be my favorite player on the slate. That's why he's your thumbnail. Got him going against the Sacramento Kings. He's just going to have to do everything. He got an increased role with no Jimmy Butler. And if Rozier and Hero is out, like I said, he is just going to have to do everything, man. Sign me up for Bam Adebayo today, all right? There you have it. Just starting five on FanDuel. Bam Adebayo, Isaiah Hartenstein, Jaime Jaquez, Benedict Mathurin, and Emmanuel quickly. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. They for sure going to be in mine, all right? That's going to do it for us here today, man. Y'all know the motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Let's get it.